Just draw He-Man.
Okay. Do I have to draw He-Man?
You can draw whatever He-Man you like.
Whatever He-Man. Any
Are
He-Man
they
you
all
like.
He-Mans?
Any man you like, as long as it's a he.
They're all He-Mans.
Are they He-Mans or Masters of the Universe?
Only one is... Oh, wait. And the Masters.
Yeah,
Shoot,
in
there's
fact,
multiple
it says on the
Masters.
packaging that He-Man isn't the Master of the Universe. It's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
Yeah, if we're drawing the Venn diagram of those that are he and those that are masters, there wouldn't even necessarily be overlap between them, right?
I don't know. They never specify if he's a master. You know what? They seriously went out of the... So the toy says He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and then the cartoon just pretty much says that He-Man is the only master of the universe.
He has the power.
Well, he does. So you'd assume that he's the master of the universe.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, great. Now we're demonetized.
So if it were He-Man with the Masters of the Universe.
He-Man and the Masters, it's a band.
Yeah. He-Man along with but not limited to the Masters of the Universe.
I'm drawing Buff Boys.
Draw what?
Buff Boys.
Buff Boys? He-Man and the Buff Boys of the universe.
So wait, is Skeletor a Master of the Universe?
Of
He
course.
definitely wants to be.
Yeah.
That's like his whole motivation.
He's one of the...
His motivation is to take that plural off of Masters
Yeah.
of the Universe.
So he's got his own sphere of influence, but he wants to grow that such that now he is the Master of the Universe.
I don't know. I don't know that much about him. I had a bunch of the toys when I was a kid, but story wasn't the strong point of that franchise.
What?
I think...
And the people that are into the story, really, I worry about them.
there's so much story that is just never told, right, in any way, but it feels like there's a lot of story there. Actually.
Well, it's sort of what makes a brilliant toy line is that you have this base, and then you never elaborate on it, because the kid can make up his own stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that kid grows up, and they want the answers to all the questions and stuff. And that's why you have like 50-year-old men complaining about the continuity of He-Man.
Nothing compares to... I feel like the base story that was never elaborated on He-Man was but a speck compared to the base story of Thundercats. Does anybody agree with that?
They explained a lot more in Thundercats, didn't they?
I always said they explained. Maybe I just didn't watch as much Thundercats because that was on satellite.
I don't know that much about either. Is the thing.
I think Thundercats, they explain everything.
But it felt like there was more of a mythology there.
Mm-hmm.
So Thundercats?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I just know there's a castle in He-Man.
I just feel like where
everybody wanted it.
You know where the Thundercats come from, right? You see them fleeing. You see how they get to the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. There's nothing about He-Man's parents in the first couple episodes, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Is Thundercats had more of a mythology, more of a, it had like more of a base. He-Man just kind of kicked off and was just, you were thrown into the middle of it, not really knowing the history.
He-Man.
So, did we all play with He-Man? You were too young, Addison.
Yeah, I was more Ninja Turtles and then Marvel action figures for my action figure.
Did you have
playing
He-Man?
Who?
Josh?
No, I was a G.I. Joe guy. My friend Casey had a bunch of He-Man, and we would play with those every once in a while. But I was much more. I liked articulation. It's
I
the same
was-
reason I didn't have Star Wars toys.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, I was definitely more of a G.I. Joe guy, but I had some He-Man. So weird to say.
He-Man kind of hit all my buttons as a kid.
Well, I'm sure he did.
Like as a toy thing, because it's like fantasy and sci-fi in a like perfect way. So like when you're playing with the toys, you can, like what you guys were saying, you can do a lot of your own storytelling there. Which is
Even when we played with He-Man, what I wanted to do was play. Was it Black Star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I combined all those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it easy. I mean, it didn't hurt that they were practically all the same doll.
Yeah.
Or Thundar.
Oh yeah, Thundar. Yeah, for sure.
They didn't make a Thundar doll.
I know that's
but
why you had to
what
use
I'm saying.
He-Man.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to figure out how this
My
go.
little cousin Thomas had pretty much every He-Man doll.
Whoa.
I called them dolls.
I'm sure he loved that.
And well, no, he didn't mind. He had them all. He had all the play sets in it, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. When we would go down there, I would play with them a little bit.
I regret as a child, we had a garage sale and I sold all my He-Mans. And I kind of regret that.
You
All right, we're
sold them personally?
Yeah, we had, like, my mom said I could choose what toys I wanted to sell in the garage sale. And then I was like, I don't need He-Man.
Choose who
He-Man's
perishes.
stupid.
Well, he is stupid.
No, you're not wrong.
But, like, He-Mans were good toys. I mean, like, there's a lot of cool features, like their Manny faces.
Okay, well, let's discuss the names on these damn things.
I think first we have to get the elephant in the room out of the way. When we're talking about this in the plural, is it He-Men or is it He-Mans?
It's whatever your heart desires.
No, that's a cop out right there.
He-Man is about whatever your heart desires.
Is it He's Man? Is it like Attorneys General? That's what I'm going with. He's Man. Okay. So when you're playing with your He's Man,
I mean, He-Man.
a lot of their goofy names, a lot of their names, I only knew because I never had them. I didn't see the packaging, right? I only knew from the commercials, and the commercials they just say it. They weren't like flashing titles on the screen, or if they were, I couldn't read or whatever. And so a lot of the names seemed really normal to me, and then after coming here and seeing them, I was like, oh, that was a bunch of fucked up puns.
Well, they were. That's all it is. I mean, that's why I think it's funny whenever you see a grown adult our age complaining about taking He-Man seriously. You know, like especially getting mad about She-Ra and stuff like that. It's like, this was basically your first introduction to gay pride when you were a child. And you're going to complain about He-Man not being hardcore enough for you.
So it's like many faces. Well, yeah, he has many faces.
Yeah, the
But
pun
they had
names
to,
are pretty.
They had to man that up.
A good example of that, like, ridiculous trying to square the silliness of these puns and trying to make it into something that an adult can take seriously is they stopped calling started calling Buzz Off Lord Buzz Off. Like somehow giving him a title makes him like more serious.
Oh man, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was when they brought back the toy and the cartoon and Image was making a comic book and stuff. He's Lord Buzz Off now.
Lord Buzz Off. What,
Take him seriously, guys.
Viduke Buzz Off.
Yeah.
And then they made the series all about trade disputes, and it got really weird from there.
That's when it got good.
So I remember like Mechanic being pretty on the nose.
Most of them are on the nose.
A Snout Spout was super like, oh yeah, I get it.
Is there one guy called Too Bad?
Yes.
That was too bad.
Yeah. He had like two heads or something like
heads.
that. Yeah, they all have stupid names.
Cool names. Those are perfect names for kids.
Perfect names for a perfect toy.
Like, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. For a child, it's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to forget those names.
You won't forget those names. Although some of us are struggling to think.
So I feel like in the first set, like the heroes had you had Man-at-Arms, you had Tila, you had He-Man, but whatever.
You had Beast Man.
I believe
But the heroes were all like had names, but then the villains all had the goofy Skeletor and Beastman and Merman and
Beast Man, Merman.
Yeah.
it's pronounced Manny, like the name Manny Arms.
Manny Arms.
Many arms. I think we all
How many arms
like
does
to
he got?
we call him Duncan. That's his name.
Evelyn.
Evil. That was the first pun name, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I
out
mean,
of that
Beast
first
Man.
wave. Beast Man is he's a beast man.
Well, that's what do you? I get okay. I see what you're saying.
It's not a pun.
Yeah. Well, it's. Oh, I guess like okay. So it's supposed to be Evelyn.
Yes.
I just got that. Oh, Triclops.
Triclops is the only one I'll say is kind of a cool name.
Yeah, I like that.
Triclops.
Well, I mean, it's like if
Because
you're-
he's a Cyclops, but he has 3 eyes.
Yeah.
So he's
Well,
Triclops.
it's a great because like it's really a good concept, right? Because you could say a Triclops just has 3 eyes, right? But then that's just 3 eyes. But he had 3 eyes that he could only use one of at a time, so he was still a Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
Trapjaw, whose power was to be able to hang from his head and slide down string, I think.
He had a fake jaw. He had a metal jaw.
Well, yeah, but you couldn't do anything with that as a toy, and so they put a little hoop on his head. Am I thinking of the right guy?
Yeah, he did. He had a hook on his head.
Yeah, that was
Why?
because you couldn't do anything with his freaking jaw.
I thought you can move it open.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think his jaw worked.
Yeah, okay. I got no idea about the hoop then. I don't know what the connection is.
He-Man really needs to be on like, haha, it's me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into making a He-Man movie now, it should be one of those like Will Ferrell like comedy.
Oh, for
kind of
sure.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Of all of those movies that they, bring back as comedies, that should be.
It should be more like the Brady Bunch movie.
Where they don't understand that they're ridiculous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they kick ass, right? Like it
Yeah,
would
I mean, you want 'em-
like everybody's like, you have the power? What? But then he actually does.
Yeah, at the end he does have the power.
It's weird because their movie could have been that.
It could have been that. It is that. It's just not on purpose.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater, I think at a matinee. Well, a lot of matinees in my hometown. Do they do matinees now? Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, dude.
But not like they used to, where... I'll bring it up again, but you're going to make fun of me. At the mall in my hometown, when I was a little kid, if you were a little kid, you could see a matinee for bottle caps.
Whoa.
You could turn in bottle caps, and you could see like The Last Flight of Noah's Ark, or
Did it have to be
Benji goes to, I don't know,
Hell?
El Salvador.
Was it like specifically Coke bottle caps or Pepsi bottle caps, or was this like bipartisan?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Coke bottle caps. It was something specific.
So it was so
It might
somebody,
have been Coke bottle caps. I don't remember.
some soda company was reimbursing a movie theater.
Well,
for-
in the South, Coke is big
Right.
because they're from Atlanta. So,
In the South, everything's Coke.
yeah, I mean, that's sort of true. That that whole story you hear about what kind of Coke do you want?
I'll have a root beer Coke. Root beer.
It's less and less now, but I definitely had waitresses ask me that.
So somebody explain Orko to me.
He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. He's not a good wizard.
No, he's a bad wizard. Like, are there good wizards in this in He-Man? I suppose there's like
Well, isn't Skeletor a wizard?
Skeletor's supposed to be a wizard, but he seems about as good as Orko is. Like supposedly, like I guess the sorceress, right, is like this
Sorceress is its inner
supreme
name.
magical being that all power flows out from, but really nobody seems to be able to make great use of that power without channeling it through like Grayskull, I guess, or whatever it is. That it's the sword that lets beefy Prince Adam turn into beefy He-Man, right?
Beefy.
Beef Boys.
Beef boys. Beefy. Like I said, introduction to pride.
Is He-Man?
This is why I could never get into He-Man, because Prince Adam's walking around like he's not He-Man. And that just completely broke my suspension
Put
of
on
disbelief.
something
Even as like a
baggy at
5-year-old.
least, man.
Is He-Man like a post-apocalyptic world?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's got magic and
And vehicles.
Mystery.
vehicles and weapons and stuff. It seems like it's post. All the paintings definitely portrayed it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a society that lives there, right? Are they happy or are they sad?
That's all they know.
They're spacefaring, right?
Yeah, they have to be, right? Because the king came from Earth, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought just
And the fact that She-Ra is on a different planet.
I thought just his mom came from Earth.
Oh well,
Oh, my
one of
bad.
them came from Earth. I don't know.
Oops.
Man, we're gonna get so many comments on this.
Oh yeah, of course.
How could you not know?
It's been 35 years. He-Man.
So, who is your favorite? By the way, are we drawing our favorites, or are you just drawing one?
I'm just drawing He-Man.
Yeah, you're just drawing the He-Man.
Is there another?
Yeah.
Well, they were all technically He-Man, right?
No, man.
He-Man.
I'm drawing the one.
He's-Man.
The
the one true He-Man,
The once and future king.
King Duncan.
AKA Tom Selleck He-Man.
A lot of trains today.
Oh, that one's using its whistle. Hi, train. We like you.
So, was He-Man your favorite then?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was my favorite toy.
No,
Definitely
of the He-Men, was He-Man the most favored?
That's a hard call. I don't know, honestly.
How could you have a favorite? Really? They're all so great.
Among all these dolls that all had the same body,
All the same body and all
just
the
a
same
different
face.
head. How could you? Yes.
I mean, the head wasn't even that different, right? Like, if it weren't for Man-at-Arms Stash and his weird tweaky helmet.
Well, that's why I have my favorite, who I am drawing, and his name is Fisto, and he had a giant ass fist, which none of them had up until that point.
Was it spring-loaded?
It was spring-loaded,
There you go.
and of course, little Mike Norton thought the idea of somebody who had a giant fist to punch people with, was the greatest thing ever.
Little Mike Norton or a current Mike Norton?
Well, Fisto looks like current Mike Norton. If I could get a giant metal fist. Oh, man. How come they haven't made those like Hulk hands for Fisto?
Fisto? I mean, just
paint
take
him
a Hulk
silver.
hand and just dunk in some paint. You're good to go.
Now, the problem with Fisto...
That's his.
That's his autobiography.
Oh yeah.
The problem with Fisto is he had, at the same time he was released, he had a counterpart named Jitsu, who was a very racist
I do not
Asian
remember that
stereotype. And he had a gold hand that was like in the chopping position because he was a martial artist.
I see.
And if you ever look up what Jitsu looks like and look at his face, it is one of the most racist looking things I've ever seen in a toy made in the 80s.
Let's see this here. Oh my God! No! Oh no!
Yeah. He even has like the buck teeth and stuff,
That's
like
a
from an
thing.
old like 40s cartoon.
Yeah, that's. Whoa.
That's why I don't think you see Jitsu much in like new He-Man things.
Wow.
Fisto's still around. I don't see Jitsu.
So who is the guy that just like designed breastplates at Mattel for? Because I mean, like literally, it was the
You
face.
think they just had a
It was-
breastplate guy?
Yeah, that's the only like
Difference
case
between
of
them?
distinction between the figures. Like they all had the same furry loincloth. They all had the same studded belt.
Yeah, they all had the same leg. The bottom half of all He-Man was the same.
How dare you?
But then their breastplate, they got creative.
He-Man's sword is kind of hard to draw, guys.
He-Man's sword?
Yeah.
It's a goofy ass sword.
It doesn't have like straight areas. It's just all curves.
It's all swoops, and that the crossbar comes up like way high on it in a very kind of impractical. I don't know what's going on there way.
You would
I didn't-
definitely club people with that part of the blade.
I remember as a kid not liking his sword because it was too curvy and it didn't look dangerous to me. Didn't look like a sword. But it did think it was cool that there were two halves of it.
And you immediately give them both halves.
They never really explained
had-
that, right?
I
Like
think
outside
they,
of
I think they
quote-unquote
do.
lore.
I think they do in the story.
Like
Oh, in the cartoon, I don't think they do.
no, like in the cartoon they definitely don't. But like what? This is where I'm like, where else? Like they didn't have character file cards. in the
So
back,
many
right?
comments on this video about how we're wrong about He-Man. Finally, we find out what it takes for people to pay attention.
Why don't you know He-Man?
Why don't you know your He-Mans?
So my headcanon was always, and watching this, they had this magic blade that allowed, the I have the power thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom of the blade was just way too flimsy. Like it would just break off. And so they had to create this sword with this crossguard that kind of like got forged into the top of the sword in order to like hold it together. Cause otherwise it would just,
So you're saying they made a mistake when they made their magic sword?
I'm saying maybe the magic sword, like in my head, came from like a meteorite or something. And it was
Fully formed?
it was in this shape.
Oh,
And they couldn't do
wow.
a lot to change the shape of it. But they wanted to make a sword out of it and realized they couldn't. So they had to like build supports.
Well, I
into
guess it was
to-
good for them that it was already in the shape of a sword.
Barely.
Oh, okay.
It's in the shape of a kind of like a spade, sort of.
Okay. All right.
They're like, how are we gonna put this thing on a hilt? Like, oh well, we'll have to do this stuff with it.
He-Man.
Oh man, I wish in the transitions of each episode they just had Sean come on and go, "Hey man."
He-Man. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right, no. So the best thing ever. Like, I feel like He-Man had a lot of really great like innovations when it came to the vehicles and so forth. Nothing can touch battle damage armor. That was the coolest fucking thing ever made.
Language.
Sorry, that was the coolest thing ever made.
Was it?
Yeah, nobody. I was expecting to say that for everybody else to be. Oh yeah, no, that's true.
I don't know. I think battle damage was around the time I was stopping playing with toys and stuff.
I think it's a cool idea.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's as cool as some of their like that one vehicle that like spins around.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
What was that called? Like the Try something or another.
Like that's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. I feel like that was of an era though. Like that there was the He-Man toys really took they really went looking for weird little mechanical things that they could bring into the line. Like compared to how completely generic the rest of it is, like let's just use the same legs for everyone. Like they really did bring innovative stuff to
the toys, the vehicles cost more, so.
But yeah, it's weird that they didn't like reuse all that stuff over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not like 5 different vehicles that do the same thing.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I wasn't into vehicles. Like, if a line had vehicles, I really didn't pay much attention to them.
Even G.I.
My brother really liked the vehicles.
I really like the Star Wars vehicles, and that's about it.
Yeah, I was really only interested in Millennium Falcon.
Nope, I lied. I loved the Silverhawks vehicles and Thundercats vehicles.
Why did the Silverhawks need a vehicle?
They have the
They're
ship.
giant birds.
You're all wrong because the greatest thing ever was the pizza thrower. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You could just shoot. Had a motorized pizza shooter. You could shoot at your friends.
You know what
At
is
very high
good?
speeds.
I never understood but the turtles like pizza, right?
Yeah, but
Like,
Get
why would
this
they be
pizza fucking
shooting
outta
that? They're
here.
like, no, here's all this good
Out
pizza.
of here! We're gonna kill you with pizza.
Are they being friendly? They're like, here, have a pizza. Here's our favorite thing in the world. We want to share it with you.
He's like, you have a pizza. You have a pizza. You have
yeah,
a
it's
pizza.
Oprah style.
Teenage Oprah Ninja Turtles. Teenage Oprah Ninja Turtles.
It's like, how else do you win over these other, mutated creatures? But with pizza.
They were making a Magneto play there, really.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're saying, oh, we need to band together, my mutant brethren, and rise up
me.
from the sewers.
To me, my pizza.
To me, my pizza.
He-Man.
We've talked about how much I hate that triangle on the bottom of swords, haven't we, Mike?
I've decided to go a little dark. Notice how I've changed the expression.
He looks like he's filled with rage at his own fist. It's like, what have you done?
What's going on,
Curse
man?
you, fist.
That's what's happening, man.
He's like, I just want to eat a sandwich.
I can't. And it's his right hand too, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, he might be left-handed.
yeah, it's true. He's got that Hellboy problem.
So is it permanently a fist in there? Like he can never stretch out his fingers?
It is permanent.
That's like cramped.
I
and-
think it's permanently a fist.
Oh God, that has to be uncomfortable.
So I don't know what his story is, but this is like a curse. This isn't something he wanted.
Unfist me!
That's what he's looking for. That's why his mortal enemy is Jitsu, who has an open hand.
He has the open
Look at all the
hand.
things he can do with that open hand.
Oh, but what? He can cut things. He can serve.
He can
pancakes.
hold things. Yeah, he could flip stuff.
He can flip stuff. That's true. And it's metal, so he can just put his hand right on the griddle.
Mm-hmm.
Is Fisto's not metal?
What?
Is
Fisto's is metal, but it's a fist.
Yeah.
When they put biometrics on the gym door, like Fisto can still or Jitsu can still put his hand right up there, but Fisto can't get in.
Yeah, but
Fisto just wants to work out. Can't get it.
Fisto can't hold dumbbells. Fisto it can only punch things.
Fisto's hand is dumbbell.
Sort of.
I'm imagining the gym in Castle Grayskull, and people just go in. There are no barbells or anything.
And
They
you
start
know-
lifting each other.
You know there's a gym at Castle Grayskull.
90% of Castle Grayskull is
It's
actually
just
gym.
nothing but workout equipment.
Fisto find you unpleasant.
Why does Fisto talk like that?
Huh. Good question. Fisto's sad.
Fisto's sad. Oh, poor Hurst.
Fisto got into argument with Jitsu, and Jitsu slapped me.
Oh no! Is Fisto abused? Uh-oh.
He-Man no respect Fisto. He just want me for
Just
one
because
thing.
He-Man have opposable
Fisto.
thumb.
Oh, I feel bad for Fisto now. I used to think he was cool. Now I just feel sadness and
Love me, He-Man.
They even they screwed him over with this sword, right? Because he was of that generation where they had the wraparound on the sword, so you need to be able to, in theory, he could squeeze a sword with a regular hilt into his clenched fist, but not with that guard around the outside of it. He had to swing that thing left-handed.
I guess.
Oh, okay. Wait, while we're talking about items, we have to talk about the great inequity of He-Man, which is Skeletor
Okay.
has a sword, the other half of the sword of power, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and a fucking staff.
Well, he's a wizard.
Yeah, but why does he get both?
But He-Man had an axe and
Yeah.
shield.
Oh, he
an
did.
axe.
He had an axe. You don't really see much of the He-Man axe.
Well, once the cartoon came out and they made the swords.
Yeah, the sword was the most important part.
See, this just supports my idea that this sword was not a very good sword. That thing would break at the drop of a hat. So Skeletor, you carried it around to get its power, but really you were either, shoving your spear at people or swinging your axe at them.
Mm-hmm.
Was Skeletor bonking people with the fucking ram's head on the top of his staff?
Whoa, what
All
do you
the
mean
time?
bonking people?
No, just hitting them with button the ram head skull.
Oh, okay.
Respect me.
And they were like, I told you we should.
Respect me! That sounds like something he would say in the cartoon, actually. Respect me! Why aren't you respecting me? Meh.
They had a choice of skulls of what to put on there. And he's like, I want the ram skull. And
Ram
they're like,
skull?
don't give him the ram skull. No, he's just gonna
numbskull.
God.
Yeah,
We're just gonna
weenies.
get butted in the head all the time.
Everyone knew though that Prince Adam was He-Man, right?
Did they? I don't know.
They had to, like, the only person who thought that they didn't know was Prince Adam. I want to know why did they allow
up with
him
it?
to like proceed with that delusion is the question.
Why didn't anybody ask him what the hell he was wearing? I mean, when you look at Prince Adam, it looks like he forgot to take off part of his He-Man costume because he's still wearing the furry underwear, and it looks like, oops, I forgot to change.
I'm thinking everybody in Castle Grayskull thought that Prince Adam was just the vest. They're like they're talking about Prince Adam. Oh, that's a Prince Adam, I guess. Like that's who made the vest. And so he's talking about Prince Adam, and they all think he's talking about his clothing.
Oh, that's a very unique look at it.
Like He-Man said, oh gosh, I wish Prince Adam were here, and they're like, I guess he wants his vest. All right, maybe he's getting chilly.
So you're saying that everybody talked about Prince Adam because they thought it was a piece of clothing?
Yeah, they thought it was He-Man's favorite vest.
So they all are talking to him thinking that he's He-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How come nobody addresses him as He-Man then?
Well, when they want his attention, there are lots of like I said, like the breastplate is what distinguishes these people in this culture, and so they have to address like just whatever the most distinguishing piece of them is. And in the case of He-Man, when he is wearing his Prince Adam, it is as Prince Adam.
When he's wearing his Prince.
Yeah. In fact, his name isn't even really He-Man. He-Man's just the name of that little cross plate bandolier
This
thing.
is you've created your own toy line here. Masters of Couture.
I like to think that they all knew, but why would you mess with a good thing? They kept beating Skeletor, so why would they out Prince Adam? They all just played along with it.
He would suddenly have this crisis of nerves, if you knew that. Yeah.
Burr, 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 burr. It's just such a fun song. It is I, He-Man.
Where are we on time?
I
don't know.
am signing mine.
What? Really? You already finished it?
Yeah.
Wow, I was coloring mine.
I can add a little Orko here.
It's not He-Man if you don't have the wardrobe in there.
You want some Orko?
Do some Orko.
Do you want me to do a layover of Prince Adam on top of my He-Man?
So Orko was he ever in the actual stories of the cartoon, or was he only in the end to say here's
No,
where I
he was in
hiding?
the stories.
He
He
was?
was in the stories.
Okay. Oh, weird idea. Did anybody ever see Orko like in the process of an episode?
Pardon?
So the whole thing was Orko was hiding in an episode somewhere, right?
No, that's She-Ra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and that was a different character that was hiding.
No, that was like the weird butterfly bear thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, or didn't Orko hide also?
No.
Oh, all right.
Orko's straight out there, man.
What was Orko's message at the end of every episode about?
It was He-Man that was usually giving the message.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Orko was there for comedy relief. Sometimes Orko had a message for you. I got a message for you. Orko's got a message for you. Let me tell you what it is. Stay out of my liquor.
Beer before liquor. Make Orko.
Orko says, hard before soft, you're up in the loft.
Now Prince Adam. Guys.
Yeah.
Orko's kind of harder to draw than I thought he'd be.
What?
To make him look right. Orko.
I like your Orko song better than your He-Man song.
Wait. Select. Shrink.
What? There was a chick Orko?
Yeah, dude. There's a whole race of Orkos.
What is
There's a
going
whole
on?
race of Orkos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
There's nothing more disturbing than someone just calmly saying, yeah.
Wait, you didn't know this?
Oh, he's from Trolla.
Trolla? Is
The
he a
laws of
troll?
nature on Trolla are vastly different than those on Eternia. So although he's an accomplished wizard on his homeworld, his spells usually backfire or malfunction when he aids He-Man.
What? Really? Why is he here?
I don't know. Why do they let him stay?
He's obviously a threat to himself and others.
I thought it was because he was I thought that was why he hid in all the episodes. But now you're telling me that was like
yeah,
a
that
dream.
didn't happen. Yeah, that wasn't a thing that happened. In
So
the show.
he was like the magician in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, essentially, right? He would just pull useless stuff out of his hat, and every once in a while, somebody would think of something useful to do with it.
Yeah. Yep, that's basically it.
My Orko looks real upset for some reason.
Why are you bumming?
It's because he
Like-
doesn't have legs.
Like, I should flip him, and now he looks like he's yelling at He-Man.
Orko really is the anti-He-Man, isn't he? Like all He-Men have the same legs. He's got no legs.
Good point.
Yeah,
No chest plate.
he's got a big O on.
He just
there.
has a big circle.
Do you think that's for Orko? I thought it represented the infinity and connectedness of all things, but now I'm thinking
Respectio.
maybe the letter O in Trolla happens to be the same as our English O.
Respect me, He-Man.
Respect me!
You're always disrespecting me.
I'm almost done. I just have to put the blood on here.
What?
I mean, come on. There's no way that Fisto wasn't cleaning blood off this thing constantly.
Oh, God. Oh, Fisto, no. Fisto, we need you to leave the team.
Did you say lead the team?
It's like, I don't even really use my sword, Fisto. I just clobber people with it.
All right. Let's put some finishing touches on this, y'all.
Whatever punny names like the Masters of the Universe had, they doubled down on for the She-Ra line.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Holy crap.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Oh, I mean, we can all just we can leave the character named Bo.
Yeah.
Like that's super fun. But then you have like Entrapta.
Entrapta?
She traps things.
Oh. I'm assuming all of these are in the new show, too.
Yep. Entrapta's in there.
Net Tossa, Spinnerella.
Net Tossa?
She tosses nets, dude.
Oh, come on! Oh, my God.
Entrapta is my least favorite character on the new show.
Yeah.
She's got the hair, right?
Yeah. She's the scientist.
Yeah, I kind of dig her character.
I don't like her.
She refuses to be pinned down.
like
She just
me.
looks like she's from a different cartoon.
That I agree with. I like the designs of her. I'm not so into. I like what they do with the character though. Like Hordak needs a friend.
Hordak needs a Hordak's in the show?
Yeah.
Do they actually say Hordak needs a friend?
No.
Hmm.
But
that'd be
it's
funny.
self-evident.
Well, duh.
He wants some hugs.
Get grip.
He-Man.
No, Fisto! Oh, God, Fisto! No!
You really got some splatter on there, too.
Oh, God, Fisto! No!
Why are you doing?
Oh, I'm not done.
What's happening over there?
Oh no,
I made myself dizzy laughing.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
I don't
Yeah, it's hard to get entrails out of beards.
I'm very scared. I can't even see what's happening. Oh no!
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite thing I've ever drawn.
I just want a picture of you with his expression looking down at the picture you've drawn of him with that expression looking down at his mouth.
It's my favorite
this
thing
is
I've ever done in my life.
This is a metaphor right here.
Oh, this is my favorite thing I've ever drawn ever. Oh, thank you. Thank you, warm up. You have given me this outlet. All right. Whew. Save that.
Man, you made me draw this guy. Now I'm still drawing over here.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just gonna sit here and look at my drawing.
Bask in the glow.
I'm just gonna sit here and look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Should we like put up a phone number before this episode or something?
Stop.
Oh, you're turning real red.
Oh. No.
Ooh, all right.
Oh. I didn't even draw the rest of his hand there. That's gonna bug me.
I'm so scared.
So who was that? Was that Beast Man?
What?
I'm saying, who's on the other end of that?
Oh! Who's on the receiving end?
Yeah.
Ah.
Here's what I think, because there are a few possibilities, right?
Man.
Because if everybody is equally beefy, like him punching them isn't going to do anything. So it has to be
No,
like
Orko is no longer alive. He destroyed Orko in one punch. There's-
Oh man!
Here's what I think happened. He tried to wash the Prince Adam and didn't realize that the color
Would you get off this vest thing.
hadn't gotten fixed to it yet, and that it came off all over everything. And now he put his gauntlet in the same load as Prince Adam, and now
Oh, so you think this is totally blood, dude. You can talk your way
no.
out
Well,
of this.
it's alone the fact that the Prince Adam was originally like pure white.
His shirt's white.
Yeah.
Why would he put a white vest on a white shirt?
Well, because he didn't want to clash. But over over the years,
doesn't want to clash with his furry underwear.
yeah. Over the years, it's absorbed so much, like blood and viscera, that now it's just red. And then this guy, Fisto, goes to give him a little shoulder punch, a brotherly shoulder punch, and it came off looking like this. It's like, Jesus Christ, wring that thing out or something. That is entirely too much blood in that vest.
No, I think he just killed him.
Right. He-Man.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Are you done?
I could go forever.
Oh, well, that's done then. It looks really cool, dude.
Thank you.
That's a very judgmental Orko.
Yeah, he's mad at He-Man for something. Not even sure what happened. Once again, remember, like and subscribe.
Punch that like and subscribe button.
Pound that
Punch
button.
it till it bleeds.
Do a Fisto.
We need those hits.
Do a Fisto into that bell icon.
Do it for Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get on a regular schedule.
Do it for the Prince Adam.
He-Man.
He-Man.